What's up guys, it's Christine with Irene Iron Fitness, and today I'm going to show you how I make my Thai peanut lettuce wraps. Keep watching. Let's start with our ingredients. I just want to run through what I'm using today. I talk a lot about my stir fries and my Asian food whenever I'm craving something tasty. It's my go-to. So I use these ingredients a lot. I am going to use liquid aminos and rice wine vinegar. These two items are definite must-haves for me in my pantry for Asian stir fries. They are the best. This fish sauce I will be using. It adds a nice umami flavor and some savory aspect to your dish. But to be real honest with you, if you don't have it, you don't need to worry about going out and buying it. And in fact, I'm actually just trying to use this up so I can get it out of my fridge. I'm really sick of having it in my fridge. It's a slow moving condiment for me, so I'm gonna use it up and probably not replace it. If you have fridge space, it's awesome. If you have a traditional home or a home size residential fridge, then it's worth the investment. But if you have a little dorm size like I do, you might want to pick and choose what you carry on board. Sesame oil, I'm gonna use a little bit of that. I'm gonna use some green onions, fresh ground ginger, fresh ground garlic. I use those a lot. These diced water chestnuts I'm gonna add in for a little bit of crunch and a little bit of texture. This is diced, however, I did dice them even smaller. I pretty much just took these and cut them in half, some of them into thirds, just to make them more manageable for in a lettuce wrap. I have powdered peanut butter. I like this brand, and I use the powdered peanut butter often. I like it in my protein shakes. I use it in some savory recipes such as this one. I also used it in my egg roll skillet. And I just like it in place of peanut butter. If you are looking for something a little bit lower cal, it's a good thing to try out. Ground turkey I'm using 93% lean. You could also use ground chicken. That would be really good in this. The butter lettuce is what I'm gonna use for the lettuce wrap. Some topping options. Chili garlic sauce. This stuff is so good. I pour it on a lot of things, and this is a staple. I love this. You can mix up some additional peanut sauce as a drizzle. One thing that's nice about this powdered peanut butter is you can totally control the level of thickness to it. So if you want a thick, pasty peanut butter, you don't add very much water to it. But if you want something that's more of a drizzling sauce, just add a little bit more water to it and it's great. I also like to add a little bit of salt to my peanut butter when I'm mixing it up. I reserved some of the green onions to use as a garnish. Avocado would make a great garnish on these. I have some matchstick bell peppers that will look really nice on top, add a little bit of crunch, but really what I wanted in this was the color. And another topping that would be really good for a garnish that I don't have, that I would actually prefer over these peppers, is some matchstick carrots. Carrots would be really good on this dish. So now that I've gone through everything, I'm going to get the bottles out of the way. I'm going to get my 10-inch skillet over medium-high heat and get that hot so we can get cooking. So first things first, we're gonna get some sesame oil in the pan. I am going to measure it out, as always. And we are going to get the garlic and the ginger going. And this will just need a few minutes to wake up, get fragrant. And once it's nice and toasty, we're gonna throw that turkey into the pan and get that crumbled up and cooked through. The turkey's going in. This is a 1.5 pound package that Costco switched to. So that's what my recipe is gonna call for, is 1.5 pounds. I apologize if you are purchasing your turkey in 1 pound increments, but I actually do enjoy making my recipes more than a pound because they last longer. I eat so much protein and meat that just a 1 pound recipe really doesn't last me very long. And you know what I love to say, cook once, eat twice at least. So I'm just gonna get this worked in with the garlic and the ginger, get it all mixed in together really well. Once it's cooked through, then we'll add in all of our other flavorings. While my turkey is cooking, I'm going to get my lettuce cups set up. So I have this butter lettuce. Normally when I go to the store, I would actually take this clamshell off right away and transfer this into something smaller so that I can fit it into my tiny little fridge. So that is one thing that I do quite often. When things come in this big packaging, I break it down into something smaller. I would take the root off of this and I would just condense it. So that's a big space saving tip for those that have a small fridge like me, is once you get into the parking lot with all of your goodies, just open stuff up, throw away trash at the grocery store. I do that a lot at Costco in order to fit stuff in my fridge. But for these wraps, what you want to do is get in and pick out some lettuce pieces that look really nice and that are the same size. So like these outside pieces that are, you know, ripping and shredding, I'm not going to use those for the wraps. I would use those like shredded in a salad or something. But for these wraps, I like to stack 2 pieces of lettuce together and use that. I find that one piece on its own is quite fragile and it can break as soon as you try to put it into a cup. So stack them in sets of 2 and get those on plates ready to go. Okay, our turkey is cooked and we're gonna add in all that good stuff that I showed you earlier, starting with rice wine vinegar, and just pour it in because we're gonna end up mixing this all together. This is my fish sauce, liquid aminos. If you don't have this, you can use soy sauce. Just be careful with the ratios because liquid aminos is much milder than soy sauce. So if you put in the same amount of soy sauce, it might be more salty than what you like. And that's the next good tip for salt. I am going to add salt in, but you might want to wait until the end until you're able to taste it and see how much you really need, because depending on what ingredients you put in, such as the fish sauce and the aminos, that can alter the saltiness level. So you might want to wait and do a taste test. But I know I'm going to need some, so I'm adding it in right now. And if you want all of the exact quantities of the stuff that I'm using, check out my blog, ironfitness.com, and Thai peanut lettuce wraps. The peanut butter powder we're just going to put in its powder form. There's enough liquids and juices in here that will constitute it into a creamier texture. The onions, remember I did reserve some of these to put on top as a garnish. And I like to put these in at this stage rather than with the ginger and the garlic, because I like to have a little bit of a bite left on my onions. If you want yours soft and you want them cooked down a little bit, then throw them in with the ginger and garlic at that stage. But I'm looking for more vibrancy from these. I'm gonna mix this up now before I put in the chestnuts because I don't want those to get crumbly. I want them to hold their shape a little bit more so that you do get some bite on the texture. But this dish is really easy, guys. You get the meat in there, add all these seasonings. It smells so good. I'm really hot. It's hot here. We're in California. The days are pushing 80. It's amazing. It's amazing what a couple hours of travel can do to you weather-wise. So it feels really good to be in the sunshine, and I'm feeling like a nice lettuce wrap is going to do the trick for me. Now for Erin, I'm going to make it with rice, and by all means, you don't have to have this with lettuce cups. You can have it with rice. You can eat it however you want to eat it. I just find it makes a really good version in the lettuce wrap. Now that I have this pretty well incorporated, I am going to add in the water chestnuts. And that's it. I'm going to keep stirring this, get it so that everything is heated through, and I will give it one little taste test at the end, and then I'm going to plate it up on my lettuce cups. So I have one plated up. It looks really pretty, and for my topping, I did the peppers and the onions, and I made up some additional peanut sauce. In this peanut sauce, I used the powdered peanut butter and water. I also put in additional aminos and some of that chili garlic powder, and the aminos and the chili garlic is just going to flavor this sauce and give it a nice Thai peanut sauce. So you're getting that Thai peanut flavor in the turkey itself, and then also with a little drizzle. And you can see how nice and runny this is. It's gonna just drizzle really nice and give you some extra flavor on your lettuce wrap. So I hope you enjoy, and check us out next week for a new recipe every Wednesday, doing healthy cooking in my tiny kitchen. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you next time.